Hey everyone, welcome back again for a new video. So if I asked you one question, what the difference between this coffee over here or cup of coffee or what left of it and this laptop in here? Well, let me focus. Here you go. So tell me the difference. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you got the right answer, let me know in the comments. But the actual answer is that both of those, which is the cup of coffee, and this laptop, there's not that much left of them, both of them. Let me just take that away. There's only one last sip. So we're done with the coffee. Now let's talk about the laptop. This was the first laptop I ever owned. Back in 2013 or I don't know, 2014, 2013. Yeah, I was like 7 back then, or I don't know how old I was. I owned that one, which was my dad's ex laptop, which he used for work. And then he was like, you know what? It's not powerful anymore. I need something better than this. So he bought a new laptop and they took that one. Back then, that thing had a screen, had everything, a keyboard, and it was fully functional. And so one day, my brother decided to break it. And then I became, a doctor for this laptop and they started tearing everything down. I took it like to pieces, I even took the CPU out of here and started playing with it. And this became trash because it didn't have a screen and it didn't have the monitor to basically plug that thing to a monitor and use it without, needing to use the actual broken screen on it. And I kept it, because that was my first laptop. I used this for so long. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing with it. And I learned a lot of stuff from it. And here, let's just talk a bit more about this laptop. So in here, we got 2 USB ports. We got the Ethernet port, VGA. I don't know what that is. No, I know what that is, but I don't know what they call it. And you got all of those in here. And of course, the charging port on this side in here. Also, it's got a DVD player, which was something really cool back then. To have that on your laptop, damn, like you watch your movies and stuff. And this place over here is for like the hard drive, which surprisingly not there. Why? Because I took it out, and in here you got the battery or the place where you put your battery, but there is no battery actually. And of course, your RAM slots in here, if you can see. In here you got the, what is that, Wi-Fi card? I think that's the Wi-Fi card. And then under that, there is like some card that's give you buttons where you can turn and turn off that thing, and some volume buttons as well. Oh, the volumes buttons are actually in here, down here. Yeah, pretty cool. It's a bit unfocused. Sorry for the quality for the camera, but I will try to buy a new camera in the future. And in here you got your little fan. Surprisingly, that thing wasn't actually that loud. Even that little fan, it looks like a really noisy fan, but it's not. It's really chill. It doesn't make that much noise. And of course, you got your heatsink in here and the CPU under that little thing. That thing still works, actually, by the way, if you're asking. It does work, in fact, and works pretty well. The last time I installed Windows XP on it, and I was just surprised that it does work. And yeah, this was my first laptop, or what left of it for now. But I want to show you something way better than this. Let me bring it. And yeah, that's my second laptop. It's actually a bit heavy with the screen and everything. It's complete this time. It's not just a piece of a chassis, but it's actually complete with everything working. In fact, it still had its original hard drive with Windows XP on it. It barely works. Why? Because the hard drive is almost dead. Sometimes it's boot to Windows. Sometimes it gets stuck on the loading screen of Windows, and sometimes it doesn't even boot. So yeah, look at the condition of that. You can actually see how good that thing is. It's clean, and I mean it's like pretty clean. The keyboard and everything. I hope you can see, but it's super, super clean. Not even a single scratch on that thing. The reason why it's in that condition is because I took care of it, okay? So after my brother broke the first screen of my laptop, which is my first laptop, my dad bought me that one, the exact same model. I didn't talk about the CPU. This has a Pentium 4 or 3, I don't really know, but it's a Pentium for sure. Of course, there's the touchpad in here. Look at that, the classic touchpad. Look how small touchpad used to be. And of course, there's buttons in here. The keyboard. The keyboard feels so good. Oh my god. I miss those keyboards. I wish they still make laptops with such keyboards. These were like super comfortable to type on. Look at that. Super, super cool. And also under the keyboard, you can access the RAM by doing this. Here you go. Look how easy it was to upgrade your RAM. Look at that. So in here, of course, this is the same exact model as the previous one. So this what you would see if the PC was complete, just like this one. So here's your RAM. This one has like, I believe 1 GB of RAM only because it's really old, of course. But that was enough back then. You didn't really need that much RAM to run Windows XP or Windows 98 or even Windows 2000. So it's still with its original RAM and even the, no, actually, wait, let me actually think. No, 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 this is not the original. Why it says Kingston in here and then it says a whole different thing in here. I changed the RAM at some points, but I don't really remember. Anyways, let's just put that back together by just doing this and this and then this and then this. Here you go. There's its back again. Complete. Let's look at the back of that. Look, I'm just saying, the only missing piece in that is this. There was, you see that thing in the previous laptop? It's had this plastic in here, but this one doesn't have it. But look at the condition of that. I'm sure you wouldn't like actually find like a laptop, an HP compact in this condition. Of course, it's got some dust on it because I had it somewhere just laying around. So of course it's gonna collect dust by time. The same ports as the previous one, but this one is solid. I mean it, like solid, everything just still functions. Even the battery. Well, do you believe that? The battery actually still works on that one, which is really surprising. The only downside of that is the hard drive itself. You might ask, why the hard drive? Well, the hard drive is stuck and they cannot get it out. The screw is somewhere over here. I don't know where. Look at that. Even the screw is not even there. Wait, I hope you can see, but yeah, it's not focusing. But this is not its actual screw. I just picked a random screw and put it in here, just close that thing. And they said the screw in one of these places is stuck. And when I tried to get it out, it doesn't want to get out and it just stuck there. So I can now like basically replace the hard drive, which is odd. And I'm really sad about it. And I don't really care. I don't want to daily drive that thing. So I don't need to replace the hard drive anyways. So yeah, this was my second laptop that I owned in my whole life. So let me just move to the third one now. So in here I got my third laptop, which is an HP EliteBook. Yeah, this one is in a miserable condition as well, of course. Any laptop that I own, I don't really take care of my laptops. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. There is a missing key that belongs to this place over here, and there is a note saying don't put the key back. Yeah, I wrote that myself. I just wanted to keep it iconic, the button didn't want to, sit down back in its place, so I just decided to tape it down here and never put it back. And it's still now back to its place to this day. In fact, that thing still works. Let's just talk about the laptop itself. That thing actually still works. It's got 4 or 6 GB of RAM, I'm not sure. Let's just turn it on, please. Boot devices. No, that's not what I meant, sorry. Doesn't matter, I mean F10, yeah. Can you please boot to F10? Please? Okay, thank you. It's booting. All right, so it's a bit too loud. The fans are really so loud. I hate it. That was the reason I bought a different laptop after this one, mainly because the fans. So let's just go to, I don't know where we should go. Yeah, system information. How much RAM does it have? So it's a Core i7 CPU, the third generation, I believe. Third generation Core i7 with 4 GB of RAM, surprisingly. The problem with this is the upgradability, yeah. Which means you can actually upgrade it so easily by just taking off the thing down here. Let me show you. So you basically take off one, two, three screws, and then you just take that thing out, and there is a place where you can put your RAM. But let's say that thing had 2 GB of RAM. The problem is when you're gonna take that thing out, you're gonna only find one spot for RAM. So you cannot basically take the second RAM, and where the second RAM is, inside the laptop itself. The second RAM exists inside the laptop itself. So you gotta take basically everything. I mean it. You gotta take like every single screw to access the RAM that is under the keyboard. And for some stupid reasons, the one that designed this laptop didn't want you to access the second RAM that easily. So in order to access it, I said, you gotta take every single screw in that laptop, which was horrible. I did it before and I regret doing it because it took me 2 hours only to access the second RAM in order to upgrade it. I could just have taken it to a technician to do that for me, but I was stupid enough to make that decision myself and do everything myself. So that thing got 4 GB. The second RAM, which exists in here, is not there actually. There's only that one stick inside. And yeah, really cool laptop. I used this for so long, and I mean it, like around 4 years or 3 years. And then I upgraded to another laptop. It wasn't really an upgrade, but a downgrade. Okay, let's be honest. I downgraded instead of upgrading it. And you'd be like, why? And I'm gonna tell you why. Let me bring the next laptop. We got this beast in here. Look how big it is. It doesn't even fit in the screen itself. Look at that. Look how big that thing is. Yeah, this was the laptop I owned after this previous laptop. It's an HP Pavilion. The cool thing about it is this. This was the best thing I have ever seen in my life. Look at that. It's basically a little remote that comes with a battery in here. That's you can basically control the Windows 7 application. I don't know what it's called. The one like it's an entertainment application. This I actually talked about in one of my previous videos, and I told you there was back in the days the laptop that's almost like been used more like TVs and stuff, and they had even the remotes. This is one of them, and this was really cool. Like you click on here, and it just opens a whole different like application where you can watch movies, watch TV shows, watch even TV, which is crazy. Now let's talk about the laptop itself, but of course I gotta put this inside. The first thing about this laptop that's it's so heavy. So in order to transport that thing from a place to another, you gotta like have some muscles. Like you gotta be a really big boy. You know what I'm talking about? It's so heavy. I could say it like 3 kilograms heavy, or I don't know how much that thing weigh, but it's so actually so heavy. Let me just open the screen real quick, just like that. I'm not gonna open this all the way up because I don't want to show my face. But yeah, look at that. Isn't it really cool? Look at that. I'm sure you guys can see how cool is that thing. It came with Windows 7. When you turn that thing on, let me just turn that thing on actually. Let me just take the cables like that and turn it on for you. So yeah, just plug it. Yeah, please. Look at that. Look at the lights that will turn on in here. Oh, you know what? Let's just go to the BIOS. Well, oh yeah. Thank you. Just reboots and please, there is no operating system in this, and there is no hard drive in the first place. So system information, yes, F1. And here we got an HP Pavilion DV7. Yeah, let's just zoom in a little bit. And it has 8 GB of RAM, 2.2 gigahertz processor, which is a Core 2 Duo, if you can read, and it says Intel Core 2 Duo CPU, T600. And yeah, it's a really cool laptop, big screen, but it's kind of slow if you're gonna install Windows 10 on it. I installed even Windows 11, that thing. You wouldn't believe me, but I actually did, like 2 years or 3 years ago, when Windows just came out and, everyone was installing it on their old machines. I was one of those people. I installed anything. Only one operating system to say I didn't install, which is Windows XP, which I'm looking to install on that thing. But overall, really cool machine. It's even have the thing in here. Cool facts about this. Oh, sorry, please don't just fly with, please just open. Please, I hate you. Okay, so back in the days, that thing was getting compared to the MacBook. Can you believe that? There is even an advertisement. You can actually search for it. There are people that's comparing this to the MacBook Pro back in the days. Like, remember the 13-inch MacBook or something? I don't really remember. But this thing back in the days was really cool. Even had the same HP logo that's lights up in here, just like the MacBooks back in the days. Of course, MacBooks doesn't have that thing anymore, sadly, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this was really good to use. One thing is the fans and the temperature. For use, if you're gonna like use this for long periods, you're gonna actually suffer, and you might ask why. So when you put your hand on the plastic and everything, and after using this for so long, that thing will get so warm that it will burn you down. I swear to God. And the fans get so loud that you want to kill yourself at some points. And yeah, like it's crazy, crazy. But overall, it's a great machine, you know? It was really fun to use. Big screen. Uh, I don't know how big is that. I don't know the exact resolution. I don't really remember, but it's big enough to watch a lot of stuff without, having to getting closer to the screen because the screen is actually big. And yeah, really cool machine. So moving to the next one, which is this HP in here. I'm sure you already noticed that I use HP a lot. And yeah, I'm a big fan of HP. Mostly because HP is so affordable. You can find free, not free, but like almost free HPs everywhere. Like they're super cheap and super powerful, to be honest. This one in here, to be specific, is not really powerful. It's a Core i5 third gen with 8 gigabytes of RAM. You can upgrade it to 16. Been my daily driver for a long, long, long time. Really long time. Overall, the condition of that thing is not bad at all. In fact, it's in the best condition when it's about this surface in here. But, the size, you could see that some stupid motherfucker that's owned this before me forgot to take the stickers that came with this. Not the stickers, there's like an adhesive that's, you take off your laptop when you buy it brand new. That motherfucker forgot to take the adhesive or whatever that thing, that tape from the laptop, and that thing stayed there for so long that it's got burned on the plastic and they can now barely take it off. It's basically stuck. And they tried to take it off previously, but that thing got completely scratched, as you can see. Never worked, so I just kept it like that. I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm not gonna waste any more time with that. But overall, it's in good condition. Look at all of this. You might ask, why do I have the tape in here? Well, there's a big scratch in here that got me really annoyed, so I decided to have some random letters on them. It's not an AMD, of course, that's just a sticker I stole from my brother. And yeah, pretty cool machine. In fact, I've been using it not that while ago, just a bit ago. It's really cool. Wait, let me just enter my password. Just like that. Here you go. It's running in the Vool, whatever it's called, Linux or OS. Been running so cool. No problems whatsoever. I've been using Linux for the past like month or so, and honestly, it's been really comfortable to use. With all honesty, let's turn that thing off, shut it down, and move to the next machine. The last machine on the list is this laptop over here, which is a 2006 MacBook. I've been using it for 2 weeks now. I didn't really face that much problems with it. It's been really cool. It comes with a Core 2, no, Core 2. It's a Core Duo with 3 gigabytes of RAM only. That's all you get with this machine. Nothing more, nothing less. But overall, it works great. The only problems I face with it is with the battery and the charging itself, because the charger is kind of. So, yeah, it does work. I showed that in previous videos. I even made like a whole 2 videos about it. And I'm planning to make a video how to install MX Linux on that thing, because somebody in the comments asked about how did I get that thing installed with Linux. So I will make a video about it. And yeah, those were basically all my laptop that I owned over the years. Were really good to me, I barely faced any problems with them. But, at some points I gotta like send all of those to the garbage and get myself a beast of a laptop because I'm tired of using garbage. Who's using a Core i5 3rd gen in 2025? I know it's not really that bad, but at the same time, that's super old. Or who even still uses those things? Even, yeah, they're cool to use, but sometimes you gotta get to yourself, get yourself something better, treat yourself and spend some money on yourself. But I have no money to spend because I'm broke. I hope at some points I make enough money to buy a good laptop. But for now, I'll be using my garbage laptops, even though they're not really that bad. Anyways, this was today's videos. You can let me know in the comments what laptops do you actually use. For me, I use this laptop when I, write some scripts or watch even some YouTube, listen to music. It's really cool. I also used that other laptop showed previously before that one. And yeah, that was today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.